Everything is bigger in Texas, and AT&T Stadium was built with that in mind. The PBR's 2024 season ends today on bull riding's biggest stage. World number one Cassio Diaz has done everything he can up to this point, but there is more work to do. He's hours away from fulfilling a lifelong dream. While another world number one, Man-Hater, can't wait to punch the clock and punch his ticket to a world title of his own. The PBR's elite have crisscrossed the country for another season. All the hard miles have led us here. 2 final rounds to decide it all here inside the big house that Jerry built. Let's first take a look at the event standings, because it's the bonus points at the end of the day that could very well decide our world champ. And this event is very much up for grabs because no one has 2 qualified rides. Someone could catch fire today and surprise us all. That said, it is time to go virtual, because if it ended right now, Diaz would retain that #1 spot, earn his first gold buckle, beating John Crimber by roughly 450 points. Hey guys, the moment's very big for Cool Whip, a chance to break the record of most consecutive buck-offs in PBR history, tied Coop with Bushwhacker.
Yeah, and I think he's got the record right here.
Oh, easily! Say hello to the new king of the buck-off mountaintop. I think all 43 guys, by the way, who have faced him and been part of this buck-off streak want to change his name to Not Cool Whip.
Yeah, and look, you know, there's some bulls from back in the day that people don't really know their name and how they got all those buck-offs. This one right here, people have watched his entire career. He's been in contention for world championship races before, and he has handed it to a lot of great bull riders.
Yeah, he hadn't just bucked off the average Joe. He's bucked off world champions. He's bucked off the guys at the top. I mean, this bull has earned that stat and been impressive all throughout.
43 consecutive buck-offs at this level, 67 consecutive buck-offs when you consider everywhere that Cool Whip has been. What a way to start off this final day of the season.
Might stay to the right, but he's going to change some timing.
He's only got 5 seconds to nod. Ooh!
Did the same thing to him.
Good to see Silvano get out of there as Maga brought it, and that ends at 2.5.
Interested to see on this replay, Coop leaving out of there, if this bull kicked through the back of those chutes at all, or just left out of there really hard.
No, I thought I saw the same thing, Mac, that there was a little contact. Ooh,
Yep,
yeah,
His leg goes through. I mean, if I'm Silvano, I push the button there. That's what I love about teams, Cooper, is you've got a coach back there that can make those calls for you. Well, at least get him to take a look at it, you know?
For sure. There's 8 guys back there that want the best for you and everybody else.
Yeah. And Preacher's kid's he's never going to give you just an easy, sweet shot out of the chute.
Sage Kimsey is the first to take down 2 scores. We have got a new leader. And as Mac was hinting at, every point is going to matter by the end of today. And Mac, you were right. It is worth 91.
Yeah, really solid ride right there by Sage Kimsey. And, you know, this guy, when he makes it, when he is in his zone, gets in timing with these bulls, there's nobody else that rides one pretty. You see right here, he's following this bull around. He's not getting in front of him. When this bull switches it up, it's all right. I'm just going to pick up this lead right here, not panic when I get a little bit behind.
And look, this guy, it's late in his career when he's come to the PBR, right? But he's won 7 world championships in the rodeo world, and he didn't just win them. Like, he dominated those. Right? He won going away.
Another big stage, another big ride. What is it about moments like this?
Oh, it doesn't get any better. I mean, big money, great bulls, great fans, world finals. I mean, this is what we all dream about.
Great ride, Sage.
Thank you.
Craig.
Leap in the air. This bull is going to show you some real athleticism. It can be huge.
Oh, again! McFadden couldn't get out of there. The bullfighters couldn't draw the attention away from the downed rider. Not one, but two big shots after Court was in the dirt.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of times when a bull is getting up in the air like this one and trying to buck with everything he's got, like this little bull, and where Court comes off, like, they can't get his attention. This thing, it takes a beat for this bull to see anybody.
Look, and Webb can elaborate on this too, but I think it helps these guys when this bull is a little bit mean, so he picks his head up and is able to distract him right there.
Well, and that's just it, guys. It's like that bull right there, Flying Wired, has been around for quite a few seasons, and he's a bull that ain't even mean. Like, this bull has not one bone in his body that wants to be mean, but he is so amped up bucking that when these guys land underneath him, it takes him a couple jumps to get on a wound, so to say. And overall, it's hard to steer away a bull that isn't mean, but thankfully, Court come out of that smelling like a rose.
Well, a quick reminder that bull riding is not for everybody. Well, there he is, the one and only Dr. Phil McGraw, showing him, because earlier this week, a new big TV deal was announced. The PBR expanded their relationship with CBS all the way to 2013, but also announced a new cable broadcast partner, and it's Merritt Street Media, of which Dr. Phil is a partner. Guys, big changes in store for the PBR. Fans are going to be able to see every ride, every round between those two networks. It really is going to be big.
Absolutely, man. To be able to bring every ride to fans live, I don't think you can stress that enough, how huge that is.
Then everybody started doing it. Oh, Swearingen. It was all set up for success, and then it all went south.
Coop, this is your teammate. I'm going to let you take this one, buddy.
Man, that's a tough one right there. I mean, that's one that he should have rode, and he expects to ride as well. Everything looked really good right here, but he's had a hard time of getting his hips to his rope and keeping his feet down this year. And, you know, that's a bull 9 out of 10 times 2 years ago Dalen Swearingen would have rode. And
yeah, if not 10 out of 10
if not
on
10
that
out of 10.
day.
Yeah.
You know?
You got to get your hips to your rope. You got to keep your feet down.
He's got a nod. Ooh. Well, that's why we play the game. It looks great on paper sometimes, but then again, just not the way Pacheco drew it up.
Forward movement's a killer in this sport. Kaik leads pretty good with him. Gets around this corner just fine, but then forward, just enough of it. Good bull scores for Legend, 45.5. He could have used a couple of those over in Cowtown a few days ago.
Yes,
really impressive out right there.
Both, you know him as a rider, we both have known him as broadcasters, and we'll get to that in a second. Fielder's ready.
Go on, Riders, go on, get on.
Oh!
Get your hands down.
That went every which way but the right way for Fielder.
I don't think that went how Fielder, myself, Coop, Webb, anybody envisioned that going.
No, I'm going to pull one out of Webb's playbook and say ejectocito cuz right here. I mean, this one, that was a pretty tough out right there by Top Dollar. And that
I
was,
loved it, though. I love Webb's enthusiasm because even after he had Fielder down on his neck, Webb's still in the fight, cheering him on to set up and get after him.
that was his pick in the pre-show.
Yeah.
Guys, you're reading the script, I think, for the day, because Webb, it's time for your U.S. Border pick of the pen, excuse me. But Coop stole your line there, my man. You got to think of a new one.
That was an ejectocito, cuz. That was wild. I thought we were going to get run over by a bull with no horns, but, you know.
If he does get out of there, there's a good chance he's going to reverse it and go the other way.
Switches it up, and that's what gets Colton on the ground.
That's such a cool little bull right there. Just, you know, if you're Colton Hevelo, you had to know that direction change was coming up. Pretty good bull score right there, 45 1/4. And, you know, Colton Hevelo looks really good around this first corner right here. but he puts all his eggs in the left-hand basket right there. When this bull steps ahead, goes back to the right, he knows that he is way too tipped into his hand to recover right there.
Riding solo. An admirable defense of his title this year. He won't be able to close the deal.
Right to the middle, not where you think he's going.
Loud was able to crack one open aboard Miller time.
Outstanding job right here, guys. He cracked one that nobody had really been able to this season.
89 3/4.
And look, Coop, I know Diaz and Crimber, right? That's the story of the day. One of those two being the world champion this year. But this wave of young guys, this one right here is going to be one to keep your eye on. Next year's world title race, I really believe he could be right in the thick of it.
Yeah, and you want to talk about the biggest improvement award over the finals and since the Velocity finals, this guy's got it right here. I mean, he has done a 180, and I think it's all to do with confidence because he's always had the talent.
Coop, that is such a great point, and how you all always talk about the late season resurgence and how big that can pay off. Certainly is for him.
You know, I started watching videos of that kid a few months before last year's draft, and there was just something about, like, he reminded me a lot of Dalton Castle early in his career. He's very relaxed, great balance, and you knew if he could put the wrenches on it and tighten it down, well, you're starting to see it right now. But this is one of the guys that will love this challenge.
Well, Castle took on the challenge, and Red Demon was more than happy to oblige.
Look, and I feel like we should see a big bull score right here on this one. I mean, Red Demon didn't just take the bait and go left right here. Throws a big jump out there, goes right. Dalton was going left, and man, that was pretty impressive out by Red Demon.
We'll go ahead, too, a little bit like with K. Loud, and just throw old Red Demon in the conversation for Bull of the Year next year.
Well, the challenge button has been pressed.
Yeah, 48.5 on the bull score
wow.
right there.
Yeah, not too shabby, right?
Yeah.
I got lulled to sleep when I heard the challenge button. 48.5?
That's big-time numbers right there.
And that's a bushwhacker-esque out. Like, and when we're talking about bushwhacker, we're talking about one of the all-time greats. Look how high and how steep this bull's about to get.
Little unsure what was being looked at. Bottom line, the thumb down from Alan Jordan means that the bull score stays, and now this AT&T Stadium crowd is learning just what Red Demon did, and he might have only needed one more out like that right all year long, guys, and he would have been way close to Man-Hater.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and look forward for that bull.
Yeah, fantastic.
Next year, that's a real front runner for me.
Well, guess what?
And Coop, I think Man-Hater could clinch the world title en route to Eduardo getting a 90-plus score here.
Yeah, I agree. And a change of scenery is probably good for him. He's got a lot of territory to be able to move around.
It will be a buck off, but it was a great final showcase for Man-Hater this season. Obviously not the way Fast Eddie wanted to quickly leave Man-Hater's back, but guys start to parse it, right? What a score, gentlemen.
Yeah, 47.25 right there, and that's the Man-Hater we've seen all year long. That's what's earning this Yeti World Champion Bull Championship, and you know that's.
Dude, that's huge too.
Oh
Coop.
yeah, in terms of the average
point. That's a heck of a year. That is a phenomenal, once-in-a-lifetime bull right there.
Man-Hater is your 2024 Yeti World Champion Bucking Bull. And he finishes the way he began the year, with flash and flurry. Let's send it down to Kate.
Jane Clark, Gene Owen, the two of you have searched for 13 years for a world champion bull. Jane, you found him in Man-Hater. How big is this moment?
Oh, it's a very special moment. And we had such a wonderful, fun year leading up to the World Finals with a bull like Man-Hater. how can you not have fun? But Gene and I would also like to thank all the PBR fans that supported this bowl, were with us all the way. They were fantastic.
He's been such a special bull to cheer for. You told me beginning of the season he is a once-in-a-lifetime bull. What do you make of what he's accomplished? I know it's been a lot of heart from both of you.
I'm really having trouble comprehending it right now. It's been a long year, really, and I thank God for putting us together in the partnership, and we've been blessed. We've truly been blessed with a great bull.
And what a moment for you both to celebrate. Jay and Gene Manhater, Yeti World Champion Bull. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, cue the Tina Turner classic tune, because this season Manhater was simply the best. He just put to rest any doubt Yeti has a worthy champion in 2024. Crimber looks ready. Qualified ride or bust. They're gonna look at this without question. The clock does say 8. This crowd wants a score. Crimber needs a score, but they're going to make sure he went the distance. And if so, guys, Crimber played Big Bank like a Stradivarius.
Yeah.
It felt like he rode him for 18 seconds watching it, you know? And this was a heck of a ride.
He gets it! Alan Jordan gives the thumbs up. There might never have been a bigger thumb in the history of the World
this should
Final.
be big, guys.
Guys, 95 points!
Look, and I think that's worth every point right there for John. You want to talk about a bull that's testing you every single jump and not letting go at any point and being willing to put it all on the line right there. Great job by John Crimber.
Dad Paulo out there. John, that is the high score of the season. That is clearly Crimber's highest score ever, and it came back when he needed it most.
Just phenomenal. And we talked about, what does John Crimber have to do today to win a World Championship? He's got to win this event. Guess where he just went to?
Yeah.
The lead in this event.
If you don't have chills after watching what just happened,
This is as big as it gets.
Big arena right here. This is an electric little bull. Can go a lot of different directions right here.
Diaz just found a way to dig deeper. After watching Crimber throw a lights-out performance his way, Diaz does have his own answer.
Giving him the Lane Frost. He's literally wearing Lane Frost shafts right here.
92 and a half.
And if you want to talk about the biggest moments in the PBR right now, this has got to be one of them. Two guys going head-to-head right now, giving it everything they've got.
Two rookies, Hummer.
That is the way you end around at the PBR World Finals. The top 2 in the world, and oh yeah, a 7-time world champion, are the top 3 in tonight's round 3. So let's just start to unpack all of this. Crimber needs to win the event. He sits first in the event. Diaz needed to ride to even have a chance at winning the event, and he earned 92 and a half.
Everybody's doing exactly what they need. This is as exciting as it gets, buddy.
We touched on Mac's retirement, but we've got a parting gift for you, my friend. So let's bring that in, and I'm going to read the plaque on this. It's the PBR Outstanding Analyst Award to Justin McBride for 15 years of broadcasting brilliance and 90-point commentary. And in quotes, always leave them wanting more.
Yeah, I know where that comes from. Thank you, my friend. Everybody at the PBR. Look, you know what, guys? We're seeing it today. Some historic, legendary moments. I've got to be a part of the PBR since 1999. I was 18 years old. I got to ride with the real titans of this sport. I've got to watch the next group of legends come through this sport. And I've got to be there either as a competitor or get to call it alongside of you. And now we're seeing the next wave of greatness. I cannot express how grateful that I am for these opportunities. The guys in the truck, all the great producers, talk about legends and titans. David Neal, all of our producers, Los, JJ, CTS, everybody behind the cameras. It's been a heck of a ride.
Hey, listen, she may not be here in the booth, but Kate Harrison, one of the cornerstones of our broadcast, she would have my hide if she didn't get to say something. Kate.
I remember where it all started, Justin. You and I were walking through the stockyards about 10 years ago after a broadcast, and you said, you seem like you actually know what you're talking about, and that's where it all started for me and for you guys in the booth. So thank you for seeing that, for believing in me, for bringing me in with the family. It doesn't matter if we're in catering, the production room, or if you're up in the booth on a live broadcast, you bring that same enthusiasm, and it has been a joy to listen to you guys in my ear for 7, 8+ years now. And the same way you left bull riding, you're leaving here, my friend, on top. So hats off to you, and Coach, we'll see you in team season.
Yeah, without question, Kate. Obviously, we've done the parting gift. We've done the parting compliments. But wait, there is more. You know it's a special day when the PBR's CEO and commissioner makes a stop in the broadcast booth. Sean Gleason.
I couldn't miss yet another Justin McBride retirement. I mean, I've been there for all of them. And unfortunately or fortunately, you know we're not getting rid of him. He's the coach of the Nashville Stampede. But there has never been a better ambassador for our sport. From the day that he started riding, to the day that he retired, to the day he stepped in the broadcast booth. Justin, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for this sport.
Hey, listen, be careful. He might be coming for your job pretty soon.
Oh, no. We all know
Honestly,
better
he
than
can
that.
have it. I'll start coaching the Nashville Stampede. There's some days he can absolutely have this job. But,
well, listen, it really is a big deal when you come up to say hello, so thank you on behalf of all of us for doing this. And we can't say enough that Mr. McBride here has really been the rock for all of us. Mac, guess what? We're not done yet, right, Coop? We've got a world championship to decide. We'll all be in separate places. Sean Gleason's got some checks to hand out, but do not leave. We are sticking around here at AT&T Stadium.
Oh, and they're going to be ready. I just spoke with both of them in the locker room. And let's start with John. He said when it comes to Big Bank, no one really gave me a thought I was going to ride him. I even wasn't sure I was going to ride him because how hard he is, but I just continue to believe in myself, have faith in myself. Why did he pick Hang 'em High? He said I had to go on the one I could be the most points. I had some of my buddies saying, just pick a solid 90-point spinner, but how can you do that when you're going against Cassio? As for Diaz, it was a big, deep breath, and he said, oh, wow, do I feel better now. He said he's feeling good. He was getting his rope ready. Marchi comes over with a video of Rafael Jose de Brito riding Chiseled last year at the PBR World Finals. We all know how that went. It was a collective effort to pick that bull, and both of them are ready to roll.
Kate, thank you for all that layering, but guys, I want your take on what we're witnessing. Mac, I'll start with you, because if somebody's tuning in for the first time, there are so many reasons this sport is unique, and the camaraderie, right, that we're witnessing between two guys that are on the precipice of a life-changing ride. They're like their buddies having pizza together.
Yeah, and they're two guys that have shown, Coop, they are fierce competitors when the gate opens, but they know their matchup is against their bull. It's not against each other, and I think that has always allowed close friendships to form in this sport. I can remember Chris Shivers and I battling it out, and we were the best of friends because of the respect that we had for one another.
Yeah, those friendly rivalries to me with Jess Lockwood or JB Mooney, those are always what drew me to the sport as a competitor. You know, whenever I got to go against my buddy in the biggest moments, because we both knew how much we wanted it, we both knew how much we had worked for it, but it was all what it came down to was who could ride the bull the best at that day and that moment, and it was not against each other, it was against the bull.
Oh, well, isn't it $50,000 per round as well?
Yes.
Denner Barbosa ends the weekend on a high note. He does get that second qualified ride.
Yeah, that was a really good ride right there. And, you know, you want to talk about guys playing defense for John or Cassio. These guys come into play just as much as those guys doing their own job right there. Denner makes a really solid ride right there on a bull that he should ride. This is the Denner Barbosa we were used to seeing.
Yeah, 88 1/4. That's going to move him all the way up to 4th overall.
Yeah, so he jumped ahead of Cassio right there.
Yeah, and again, because you brought Cassio up, I just want to keep reminding everybody until we see them leave the chutes, John Crimber has to win the event.
He's got what he wanted. Now he's got to go.
And guess what? After staying out of the well, Alves able to scare up a second score aboard Ghostface.
And look here, fellas. I mean, yeah, we could go back and critique the ride, but he see him over here, Silvano. Those are his kids. His family, they're sitting right over here. And if this is the last time we get to see this guy at the PBR World Finals, what a hell of a way to go out.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing all that to light, right? It's more than the score. The score, by the way, was 85.5, but he's creating moments to remember.
One of the best to ever do it right there, Coop.
Yeah, one of the best to ever do it, the amount of respect that everybody has for him in the sport.
Let's send it to Kate.
Silvano, here we are again. Huge ride at World Finals, number 515 for you. Talk about why this one means so much.
So, say thank you, God, for my life. It's hard for say some words, but I appreciate for all my career God give it to me. And all good memories for all the rides here, young and old ones. And I'm very glad for making good finals. One more finals done, I make good year, good finals this year, 2024.
You hinted at it at Cowtown just now as well. So for your UTB career, did we just see the last Silvano Alves ride?
Yes. But continue in the team. But for this year, my last final, I finished great. Thank you, my sponsor, PBR. Everybody sees Silvano Alves and the other way. But another champion for the team deal now. But for me now, my last final, I finished how I want. Great ride.
Three-time champ, thank you for everything you've given to this sport. I know we'll see you during teams. Thank you for everything you've done, and you're finishing on top.
Thank you, appreciate everybody, PBR, all my sponsors, my family. Thank you, God, appreciate it.
Craig.
Well, after dazzling us since 2010, Silvano Alves just let the emotions flow, and with good reason.
Yeah, I like to see a guy that is able to bounce back, and you know, Dalen's got a chance to do that right here.
Oh, Dalen, ever so close. It was almost as if he thought he was already there. 7/100ths of a second short. It's already gone to review, and he's going to have to hope that the timing gods find him some time.
It's really close, and you know, I think Dalen knows that he hadn't been able to keep his hips down, so he's leaning back to compensate for that a little bit right here, but man, that's really close. There we go.
He gets it! The average score that he usually produces. But hey, Bunch dresses him up. Ooh. Instead, Rock with it makes Caden eat some steel.
Well, he didn't keep his hips down. That's for sure. I mean, this bull has got a big jump out of there. Got a challenge for a re-ride right here, but and got on the end of his arm and felt all the power.
You know what? Like, there's nothing there that's going to give you a re-ride, I don't feel like, that we just seen. Like, he hits the chute a little bit right there, but
the bull didn't, right?
The bull hit it with his feet just barely leaving out of there. But sometimes you hit so hard. I could have swore one time a bull kicked me in the head, and Ross Coleman said, "No, dummy, you just hit the ground that hard." Sometimes it feels a little different than what meets the eye.
Hey, I know we're keeping score for a world title, but Mac, I think in the back of my head, I'm keeping score. You and Alan Jordan have agreed 3 times today. 3.
Whoa. Good thing this is my last show, buddy. I'm like Silvano. I'm going to leave on a high note with Alan.
That's good. This bull's a perfect 6-0 this season. Ooh. Well, if you're learning bull riding at home, that is not the technique you want as you leave the chutes. Joao we just saw it. He just kind of wiped his hands of this whole World Finals. Tonight at 8 Eastern, get the latest updates from this year's PGA Championship. We bring you the highlights, interviews, and in-depth analysis that you won't see anywhere else. Watch PGA Championship Clubhouse Report here on CBS Sports Network. Just as I was trying to get everybody excited for some golf, Joao challenged that call, and Alan Jordan has already decided, no, your season is over, and good luck at teams.
Yep.
That fire burning inside of him is undeniable. Clock at 20. Well, he settled in at 3, and it seemed like it caught Mahan off guard. And then Kaiki locked down in a good way, Mac.
Yep, and I think that's the difference, Coop, between a week ago and now. Kaiki's felt it. He knows what it's like to finish. Things aren't surprising him when they change up, like when they snap him right there. That's not surprising him now. His reaction is to not go, oh, what just happened? His reaction is to go right back to the bull.
88 3/4. And guys, he just moved all the way up to 4th overall.
Yeah, that's making movements in the right direction.
Pacheco finishes his work this season.
That does nothing but twist his hips out.
Ooh. Finally, the bullfighters get De Sousa out of the eye of the hurricane. The buck-off is at 5, but it was the time on the dirt that seemed to take an eternity.
Well, and glad he comes out of this thing for everyone's sake watching. This gets really scary. He's a little to the inside. Bull feels it, moves away. And, I mean, this guy is inches from getting stepped on in the face, in the guts. Like, bullfighters in there doing everything that they can.
Webb, we always talk about the riders simply reacting and going off instinct. When you're in a moment like that, is that what you guys are doing?
Well, I tell you, you know, the Brazilian bull rope is it's a blind shot when they hang in it. You know, everything that you're taught from the time you start fighting bulls and coming up the ranks is, you know, an American rope, you got to go away from your hand, that hand rolls, and that's where you can see that body language. And 9 times out of 10, we'd be hitting a hang up right away on an American-style rope. Being a Brazilian rope, it's hard to see it. It's a blank shot, and then you just got to get off in the middle of it. The team really converged right there. That's teamwork at its best. Right here's Dalton Castle. We got to be ready for this American rope.
Dalton Castle, knucklehead. You knew Castle was going to swing for the fences to try to end this season. Guys, was that a question of getting a little too far ahead, not being patient, or just simply knucklehead being better?
You know, Coop, for me, sometimes you just got to get a base hit. right? There's a certain pitch you can hit over the fence. Like this bull, Dalton is wanting everything out of this bull, and it's just not there.
Yeah, and you go back to Cowtown where he's running his hand a little far down. His hand was far down right there to me, and when you're riding in the middle of your rope, when your rope's on the side of him, that's where it's going to put you, is on the side. Yeah, he's really put it on these last couple of months.
Brady Fielder able to go off on a high note. You know he's ready for team season. A member of the defending team champion Texas Rattlers. And he goes into summer with a very solid score.
Look here, guys, this is the reason you don't get too big into a game plan on a bull, because this bull 99% of the time goes left right here. Brady Fielder picks him up just at right and makes a heck of a ride to the right.
He's gonna love 90 1/4. That's gonna push him all the way up to second overall. And Diaz now drops another place down into 8th. Ooh! Bandito Bug becomes the fly in the ointment for young Mr. Loud. There will not be a third score today.
This gets a little bouncy too. He's kind of going, lost my rope. And yes, that is the case, but it's because he's putting so much pressure on his hand. As this kid continues to mature, continues to get stronger, continues to get more disciplined about what he's willing to allow a bull to have, he'll just keep getting better.
And puts himself in contention to win the event. Sage Kimzey rises up to meet the moment. He will move to the overall lead.
Kimzey's in his element right now, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about a guy that thrives for the big moments right there? That's it right there. Sage loves the opportunity to show out on a stage like this, and he is built for moments.
Yeah. Bring a lot of people into one of the greatest venues in the world, put up a lot of money, and let me pick a bull out. That's Sage Kimzey right there at his
Listen,
best.
his hashtag has become legendary. He just became more legendary. 89.5 for that one.
And he's made him look so easy. Like, these bulls are way tougher than what you're thinking when you're watching Sage Kimzey ride them.
It's pretty simple. If Crimber bucks off, his title chances are over. Diaz is our world champ. And there it is! There it is! It is a buck-off that decides this year's world title. Cassio Diaz has done it. Diaz, after a whole year of domination, and that year may have taken a turn for the worse these final few days. Well, look, John Crimber is just challenged, so I'm going to hold off with any final statements.
Yeah, and you could see there when Cassio was putting his helmet on, his coach right here, J.W. Hart there, as we watch this back, I didn't see any sort of fouls there, Coop.
No, there's no foul.
But you can see it there. Alan Jordan
down.
Gets it down. And you've seen J.W. Hart, though, go up to Cassio and whisper in his ear. And I promise you, I've been where Cassio is and J.W. Hart come whisper in your ear when it's the final ride. Cassio's got it won. He doesn't know that. And J.W. Hart is telling him to go finish this.
Job's not over. Everything with an exclamation point.
You just mentioned exclamation point. This is our final ride of the season. Will it be the exclamation point the world wants? Cassio Diaz would not be denied. It's a ride he didn't need, but it's a ride we were all just treated to. Diaz's year of domination ends with him fulfilling his childhood dream. Cassio's coronation is finally here. We can now declare Diaz our king.
And Coop, from start to finish, Diaz has been the best all season long. And anytime it looked like, he might be banged up, when people started to question whether he should be there or not, this guy just kept going. Gets mucked out the first half of the finals. Doesn't look like there's any way, and he kept going.
We've charted his course, but he has been the one holding the compass. Cassio Diaz, he's done it, and he is with Kate.
Cassio, you've shared your 5 years old in your 2-bedroom house in São Francisco de Sales, Brazil. The dream became real to be a world champion. You did it. Describe this moment.
Ela falou que você teve o sonho numa casa de 2 quartos lá em São Francisco de Sales de ser um campeão mundial. Você descrever a emoção que você está sentindo agora.
Eu acho que ainda não caiu a ficha. Deus abençoou hoje. A luta foi difícil, chegar até aqui. E hoje a gente está sendo consagrado como campeão mundial. Só tenho a agradecer a Deus. Estou muito feliz.
It was a hard battle. It wasn't easy to get to here, but today I've been crowned a world champion. I cannot still believe it yet, but thank God, that's all the glory and everything, it's Him.
You fought all season long to be at the top of every PBR record. A week ago, you were lying in a hospital bed, not sure if you could finish the fight. Describe what it took, the grit, the determination to be standing right here.
A semana passada você terminou numa cama de hospital, você não sabia se ia conseguir terminar a luta. Descreve como que foi para você chegar até onde você chegou agora.
É Deus. Todo momento da minha vida é Deus. Ele prometeu, eu ia chegar aqui. Ele me prometeu uma vez que eu ia ser campeão mundial. Isso é uma felicidade imensa. Só tenho a agradecer a Deus.
It's God. He promised me I was going to be a world champion one day, and I'm here today. It's all glories to God.
Last Cassio, these fans have been with you all season. What would you like to tell them?
Fala alguma coisa que você quer falar para os fãs.
Thank you, God. Thank you, fans. I love you. God bless you, everybody.
Cassio Diaz, you are the 2024 PBR World Champion. Congratulations.
Thank you.
One final interview of 2024, but it certainly will not be the final time the world hears from Cassio Diaz. These are the way the season ends and the finishing point totals. Diaz, your world champion. He beats John Crimber by a little less than 240 points. Eduardo Aparecido, Dalton Castle, and Alan De Sosa round out your top 5. Mac, as we give everybody the Kubota Tractors ride of the day, it's got to be round 3 aboard Ricky Vaughn, the one that kept him in it.
Well, I don't think there was a bigger ride for Diaz all season with more pressure packed on him than this ride right here. He had to make it, and he came up big when he needed it the most.
Listen, Cassio Diaz, right? He's a world champion in Unleash the Beast, but he wants a team title as well. The 2 guys that are going to help him get there are his coaches of the Kansas City Outlaws, J.W. Hart and Guilherme Marchi. They're with Kate.
He started as your rider on the team. He's become a son to both of you. How proud are you?
I'm very proud, you know, the effort they put, the accept, the hard work, the believe in himself. He's a cowboy. He wants to be better every day. He deserves. It's supposed to he not ride this finals, you know, and he say, I'm with it. I'm not gonna give up. And God with him, and he give it his best, and he's a world champion. So proud of you, Cassio. Good job. Congratulations.
And really, J-Dub, everything you hope a world champion would be built of, right?
I truly believe he'll be a good world champion, too. I know he don't speak great English, but he's so humble. He can't help but be a good champion. And you know, I hadn't been this happy for a world champion since probably 1999.
That says a lot. Congratulations to you both. I know it means a lot.
And they double give the champions for him. He say, hey, when I use the champ, I have success. You will gonna have success with the champ. And he's so proud to have the shirt and the chaps. You know, he don't have the champ because he just let him use in the finals. But that's a big buckle for him too. His hero, land for us.
Craig.
Well, Guilherme talking about how meaningful it was for Cassio to have Lane Frost's shirt and chaps to wear over this weekend. But guys, we gotta get your final thoughts. Coop, I'll start with you. It's been a heck of a ride.
It really has. The amount of heart and dedication that he's shown to the sport has been very transparent throughout this year that Cassio has shown, and even the hard times he's pushed through and shown what the PBR is all about, I feel like, and he's been a great representation of what the PBR is and a great champion as well.
Look, guys, for me, Cassio off the charts. Great season, great finish. John Crimber, what a gallant effort. This kid will come back better because of this, you know, and big congratulations to Cassio.
Well, look, Mac, you have been beating that drum, rightfully so, right, all season long. John Crimber, only 18 years of age. His future isn't just bright, it's like supernova bright, and we're all going to be here to document it. Well, guess what? We had more than just a world champion, remember, this weekend, and the culmination of a whole season here at the PBR. Yes, Cassio Diaz deserves most of the ink, most of the accolades, and of course he takes home most of the money. But how about Sage Kimzey? In his first full year at this level on the PBR, he wins the coveted title of World Finals event champion. Oh, and by the way, earning $350,000 in the process. Man-hater, as we have already mentioned, Bull of the Year. And Cassio Diaz, he came close, Mac, to hitting the triple. He got both Rookie of the Year and World Champion.
Yeah, and I'm sure Diaz is just fine with those two accolades. Sage Kimzey, mixed bag of a season, up and down, and finishes it really strong. What a great World Finals.
This sport forces you to step up. Sometimes it makes it hard to even stand up, and that is what makes the PBR and bull riding stand alone. Before these men got this chance to live out their dreams, they had to dream it was even possible. Life really is what you make of it, and Cassio has crafted himself into a world champion. For Justin McBride, Cooper Davis, Kate Harrison, Cody Webster, and our entire PBR crew, I'm Craig Hummer. It's been a heck of a season. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. We'll see y'all when teams kick off in July.
The 2024 PBR World Champion, the one and only Cassio Diaz!
So much to celebrate. And the first thing that's going to happen right now is the CEO, Sean Gleason, is going to pour an ice-cold Michelob Ultra in that Jerome Robinson cup. And the new world champion will drink from greatness. Sean standing here with a very big check. I want to welcome from our friends at Monster Energy, Tom Norwood, along with Carrie Cellini, to officially make this presentation. You know, Monster Energy has been an incredible partner of ours all season long, and now, Sean Gleason, you can hand that over on behalf of Monster Energy and the professional bull riders. It is now official. We've got one more drink to enjoy. And that is that Monster Energy out of that same beautiful Jerome Robinson Cup. And he is not taking it easy. Enjoying every single ounce of that Michelob Ultra and Monster Energy. Now, on behalf of enjoy that. I want you to step right in there with him because I want to make this official and slide Dr. Phil, Robin, if you don't mind, that check right over because that is a Monster Energy $1 million world champion. But we all know the saying, that $1 million will go into a bank account, it will be spent on things, but there is one thing that will never fade away, and that is the beautiful Montana Silversmith. Miss Callie Adams will join us to make the official presentation of the gold Montana Silversmith Championship buckle. It is now 100% real. He is the world champion of the professional bull riders. So many perks come along with being the next world champion. There is a beautiful Can-Am down on the arena floor that will have your name on it. You will be handed the keys as soon as you step off the stage to a brand new beautiful Can-Am. And I did take notice that when we started this celebration, the first thing we celebrated with was an ice-cold Michelob Ultra. And so on behalf of our friends at Michelob Ultra, you will now receive a year's supply of Michelob Ultra to enjoy on your next world title run. Sean, I want to start with you. I want to step in here quickly because we have tried our best to tell the incredible story that is the life and the journey of one Cassio Diaz, and ultimately it did exactly what we could hope for. It came down to the final 8 seconds of the season.
This is the toughest SOB on the planet. I mean, the toughest human being. Last week he got stepped on. You've heard the story. To come back, defend his lead. I mean, he had an epic season, not just an epic world championship. It's the future of the PBR is as bright as can be with this man, John Crimber, and all the other great rookies that are coming through this sport.
Cassio, as you stand there with $1 million check, as you hold that beautiful Montana Silversmith, you hear about all the perks. How special has this culmination truly been?
Você está segurando essa fivela agora, com $1 milhão no cheque aqui. Como é que é o tão especial que é para você esse momento?
Ai, é tão especial que a gente não consegue explicar a alegria. A gente que a gente sonhou, vem de uma família humilde, o sonho era distante. E hoje está aqui sendo campeão mundial. Acho que eu vou ficar 1 ano sem dormir agora.
That was a dream just coming from a humble family, and that was a long ways dream, very far away, and today is here, is reality. He'd say he's probably going to stay awake for a year, just hanging on to that buckle.
You walked into this building for the last 2 days wearing a shirt that belonged to Lane Frost. You rode the last 2 days in a pair of chaps that belong to the legendary Lane Frost. Has it sunk in that you two are now putting yourself in a legendary category as PBR World Champion?
Ele falou assim que os últimos dias você está usando a calça de couro do legendário Lane Frost. E caiu já a ficha que hoje você também entrou no mundo das lendas?
Ainda não, vai demorar tempo, long time.
I have no idea what he said, but sounds good to me.
He'd say it hasn't sunk in yet. It's going to take a long time too, but I guess it's going to be tomorrow. He'll sink in. He's very proud to have that done and to wear that Lane Frost. I was there when Cody Lambert gifted him the shirt, and he was the happiest man in the world.
We're going to try to add to that happiness right now because there's another Montana Silversmith, Callie Adams, has passed down to us that says PBR Rookie of the Year. And so, ladies and gentlemen, an incredible run culminating in a Rookie of the Year title. And your $1 million Monster Energy PBR World Champion is Cassio Diaz.
Oh, congratulations, our 2024 PBR World Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been telling you all night long, $3.1 million. The World Finals this season with the largest, biggest check in PBR World Finals aggregate history this year.